Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are keeping fine and safe. So let's start our video today. I know you all are very much career oriented and very much motivated to your work. So in this video, I will talk about an examination which is very helpful in your career. You might have guessed, you might have seen hoardings or ads here and there which is becoming very famous, and this video is all about the CPA, that is the Uniform Certified Public Accountant Examination. The Uniform Certified Public Accountant Examination, which is short formed as CPA exam, is the examination administered to people who wish to become US Certified Public Accountants. The CPA exam is used by the regulatory bodies at all 50 states plus the District of Columbia, Guam, Puerto Rico, the US Virgin Islands, and the Northern Mariana Islands. The CPA examination is developed, maintained, and scored by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, which is short form as AICPA, and administered at Prometric Test Centers in partnership with the National Association of State Boards of Accountancy, that is NASBA. CPA, that is the Certified Public Accountant, is a globally recognized public accounting qualification. CPA comprises of 4 exam parts which can be cleared by the candidates, most of whom are working professionals definitely. So within 12 months, yes, you can crack this. The minimum eligibility criteria for CPA exams are university graduation. In India, CPAs have career opportunities with all of the big fours, and most of the MNCs require this. And of course, with 1000s of alumni and partnerships with all the big fours and 100 plus MNCs, with this high impact CPA videos and live online training, you can definitely go and look forward to getting your path started for this destination of CPA, that is the Certified Public Accountant, and I am sure you will qualify it as it is the highest accounting credential in the United States with global recognition and credibility. The CPA examinations are conducted by the AICPA, as I told you, American Institute of CPAs. This is leading very highly in the market, and the CPA and CMA in India is globally recognized. Now let's talk about the educational upskills that students require. Yes, you need to upskills your grades and professionals to help yourself be future ready and enable your career for your progression. With this target, you can earn your CPA qualification, establish global credibility, and avail assured placements at one of the big fours or MNCs in India or anywhere across it. Yes, with this examinations, 4 exams in less than a year, you can qualify this, and the CPA exam is aligned to professional practice. The exam is a 16-hour exam tested in 4 separate sections. As many as 2 sections can be taken or given in a day, or each section can be taken on separate days. It is as per your choice. The basic outlines of the examination sections is as I am saying you. Auditing and attestation, 4 hours. The code is AUD. This section covers knowledge of planning the engagement, internal controls, obtaining and documenting information, reviewing engagements and evaluating information, and not only that, also preparing communications. The next section is business environment and concepts, which also has 4 years, and the code name is BEC. This section covers knowledge of business structures, economic concepts, financial management, information technology and planning. And not only this, measurement is also there. The next section I'll be talking about is financial accounting and reporting. The time for this is also 4 hours and the code is FAR. This section covers knowledge of concepts and standards for financial statements, typical items in financial statements, specific types of transactions and events, accounting and reporting for governmental agencies, and accounting and reporting for non-governmental and non-profit and not-for-profit or non-profit organizations also. The next section is the regulation section, which also has 4 hours and the code is REG. This section covers knowledge of ethics and professional responsibility, business law, federal tax procedures and accounting issues. Federal taxation of property transactions is required. Federal transaction or taxation individuals and federal taxation entities is required. The uniform CPA exam also tests primary understanding and the ability to apply authoritative literature such as auditing and the accounting standards. The Uniform Commercial Code and the Internal Revenue Code that are universally adopted by all the US jurisdictions or that are federal in nature. So every effort is made to avoid asking about subject matter that may have different correct answers in different jurisdictions accordingly. Now, I will give you a summary or a breakdown of the proportion in which topics are tested according to this examination in each and every section of this US CPA. Firstly, auditing and attestation. Ethics, professional responsibility, and general principles will carry 15 to 25%. Assessing risk and developing a planned response will comprise 20 to 30%. Performing further procedure and obtaining evidence will have 30 to 40%. Forming conclusions and reporting will carry 15 to 25%. Next, business environment and concepts. Corporate governance will have 17 to 27%. Economic concepts and analysis will have 17 to 27%. Financial management will have around 21%. Information technology will be around 15 to 25%. Operations management will have 15 to 25%. Financial accounting and reporting, coming to this, the conceptual framework, standard setting, and financial reporting will have 25 to 35%. Select financial statement accounts will have 30 to 40%. Select transactions will have around 20 to 30%. State and local governments will have 5 to 15%. Coming to regulation, ethics, professional responsibilities, and federal tax procedures will have 10 to 20%. Business law will have 10 to 20%. Federal tax of property transactions will have 12 to 22%. Federal taxation of individuals will comprise 15 to 25%. Federal taxation of entities will have 28 to 38%. Now coming up the testing methods, for 3 of the 4 examination sections, that is audit, FAR and REG, multiple choice questions represent 50% of the total score, while the other 50% is derived from simulation style questions. For the BEC section, the score is derived from the 50 MCQs, that is the multiple choice questions, 35% simultations and 15% written communication. Accounting knowledge is tested in simultations through a variety of tasks, some of which require searching databases, completing written communication exercises, and also working with separate spreadsheets and forms. The skills that simultations are intended to measure and analysis are judgment and communication and research. As of this year, as of 2021, BEC is the only section that contains written communication task simultations. This measures the ability of the CPA candidates to be able to write effective and coherent standards of business English. Prior to 2021, written communication tasks were contained in all the 4 sections of this examination, but now it has changed. Written communication responses are scored on the basis of the 3 criteria that I am saying you right now. Organization, that is structure, ordering of ideas, linking of ideas one to another. Next, development. Presentation of supporting of evidence. Next, expression. Use of standard business English is very much required. Response that do not address the assigned topic are not scored. During the examination, candidates may take a break after completing a testlet, either a set of MCQs, that is the multiple choice questions, or a simulation. Once a testlet is completed, however, the candidate is not allowed to return to it. So, it is not possible to use the break time to improve one's score by looking up to answers. The clock continues to run during the breaks. The bank of questions is much larger than set presented to each candidate. Different candidates taking the examination at the very same time may get different question papers, therefore receive a complete different examination thereof. This variance is accounted for in the scoring of good and better results. Talking about the level of difficulty, multiple choice testlets vary in difficulty. There are 2 levels of difficulty, medium and difficult. Within the testlets, items often vary substantially in their difficulty levels. But across testlets, those labeled difficult contains harder questions on average than the testlets that are labeled medium. Every candidate receives a medium testlet first. Succeeding testlets can be either medium or difficult depending on the candidate's performance. The scoring procedures for this examination will be: take the difficulty of all the questions into account so that the candidates are scored fairly regardless of the difficulty of the testlets that they are taking for this examination. Difficult questions are more worthy of points. However, it is still possible to recover and receive a passing score even if the difficulty level of the candidate's second testlet is only the medium testlet. Computer-based examination. Since 5th April 2004, the examination has been administered only by a computer in secure testing centers. In addition to the knowledge CPAs require, the CPA examination assesses the important skills CPAs are expected to have. This includes the ability to use authoritative database, software, and electronic applications such as word processing, and spreadsheets. Professional business writing skills are also assessed in this examination. In July 2009, the 1 millionth administration of the computerized CPA examination was recorded. Currently, the testing year is divided into 4 windows, consisting of 3 months each. Each 3-month window is divided into 2 consecutive months of allowed testing, followed by 1 month where test may not be administered. During each of this 3-month window, the candidates who are applying for this examination, that is the CPA, may take one or more sections, but may take each section only once. Eligibility to sit for this examination, let's discuss this. In order to sit for the uniform CPA examination, a person must be declared eligible to do so by one of the 55 state boards of accountancy in the United States of America. Requirements of the state boards vary, but almost always include a US bachelor's degree and a certain amount of accounting course that is required for the credits. Additionally, some states require that candidates have completed an additional year of study, which can be either at an undergraduate level or at the graduate level, before sitting for this examination, and almost every state of the deciding states requires that the additional year of the study be completed before awarding certification. The educational requirement equivalent to 5 years of full-time study is known as the 150-hour rule, that is the 150 college semester units or the equivalent. NASBA, which is the NASBA, has issued a draft discussion paper outlining the history of the issues surrounding the 150-hour education requirement, as well as presenting the arguments, pros and cons for requiring either 120 or 150 credit hours before allowing CPA candidates to take this examination. Examination process. Yes, let's discuss about this examination process. The steps involved in sitting for the uniform CPA examination is as I'm going to say right now. Follow. First time applicants. Yes, apply to one of the 55 state boards to determine your eligibility. Some state boards delegate this to NASBA. It is not necessary to apply to sit for all 4 sections of the uniform CPA examination. At least one section must be applied for. The state board notifies NASBA of eligible candidates. NASBA or the NASBA places candidates on the National Candidate Database and thereafter issues a notice to the scheduled NTAs. The validity of NTs is normally 6 months. However, a few states issues NTs with a validity of 3, 9, 12 or 18 months accordingly. Candidate contacts Prometric in order to sit for their examination section within the validity of NTS. On the date of the examination, the Prometric Test Center receives electronic data from the AICPA to allow for the examination to be held. The exam responses of the candidates are sent back to the AICPA identified only by a section ID number, which NASBA has provided to the candidate. The AICPA scores the examination and sends the result to the NASBA. NASBA matches the score from the section ID to the candidate's details on the national candidate database that it is available, and then it cross-checks. Then NASBA forwards the score to the candidate's state board. Some state board allows NASBA to report the scores directly to the candidates without any wire channel. The state board then forwards the scores to the candidates after conducting its own reviews. Re-examination applicants. Now talking about these people, yes, a candidate who has previously taken a section of this examination, that is the uniform CPA examination, is a re-examination applicant. The registration process for re-examination candidates with state board is normally simpler than that for the first time candidates. So you can opt for this also. And it does not usually require new proof or ID or qualifications again in a fresh form. Some state boards allow online registration for the re-examination of the candidates. Additionally, the candidate's record is already in the National Candidate Database. So, now this will be quite easier and it allows quicker processing by NASBA. Otherwise, the process is very much similar. Fingerprint collection. The AICPA and NASBA mandates that exam candidates submit to a fingerprinting prior to each examination for proper identification purposes and for security purpose. According to published AICPA and NASBA reports, all fingerprints collected are immediately transmitted over the internet to choice point or read Elvisor Identico systems for shortage for the storage of these fingerprints. Now talking about the fees to sit for this uniform CPA exam vary by the state. For first time applicants sitting for the 4 sections, a fee of dollar between $550 and $850 is typical. For the state of Georgia, for example, initial application fee is $135 and the application fees for auditing and attestation, which is the AUD, is $195.35. For business environment and concepts, which is BEC, it is $195.35. For financial accounting and reporting, which is the FAR, it is $195.35. For regulation, that is the REG, it is $195.35. For registration fees, reapplication, 4 examination sections, $105 is required. 3 examination sections require $90. 2 examination sections require $75 and 1 examination section requires $60. So this is all about the money, the application fees, the eligibility, the sections, everything I have mentioned in this video. So this is a very growing and demanding examination, and if you're focused and motivated towards your work, then definitely this is the exam that you will be taking for your career to be upgraded. So I wish you all the very best for your examination. This is not an examination that cannot be cracked at all. With deep motivation and your aim to crack it, definitely you will be able to crack it. So I wish you all the best for your career ahead, and thank you for patiently hearing me out. Thank you.